answer the question of my lecture about case study 17. The title of case study 17 is informed consent. This is the case. Mr. S, a 56-year-old male, consult his family physician due to respiratory problem. After X-rays revealed patchy infiltration of the lung, Mr. S was referred to a respiratory specialist who determined that the condition was bilateral and recommended an open lung biopsy, which Mr. S refused to undergo. After Mr. S' condition further deteriorated, he was referred to Dr. D, an internist specializing in respiratory disease. Dr. D observed that Mr. S was exceptionally anxious upon examination. The doctor's initial diagnosis was progressive pulmonary fibrosis of the interstitial pneumonitis type, probably involving fibrosing alveolitis. A biopsy was required to confirm this diagnosis, but Mr. S continued to refuse to undergo an open lung biopsy. Dr. D then suggested an alternative procedure known as a drap-in lung biopsy. This procedure was inferior to the open lung method, but in view of Mr. S' refusal to undergo the open lung biopsy, it was an appropriate alternative. Dr. D explained to Mr. S that the procedure involved administering a local anesthetic and insert a special needle into the lung while the patient sat on the edge of his bed. He also told the patient the needle would be attached to a drill. Dr. D then outlined the procedure advising Mr. S that the procedure was usually virtual painless, but did have two possible complications. Dr. D did not mention to Mr. S that the procedure also involved risks of perforating the spleen or the liver, and an uncommon risk not as common as did. Apparently, Dr. D was not aware of these risks. Mr. S consent in writing to the drap-in biopsy procedure. Prior to the procedure, Mr. S was anxious, apprehensive, and nervous. He told Dr. D he could not afford to die. He was given atropine and sedative with normal and a dose of morphine. When Mr. S had been sedated, Dr. D gave him instruction and demonstrated the equipment to him. After a local anesthetic was administered, the operation began. At a critical juncture, Mr. S was directed to hold his breath. Instead, Mr. S winced and moved, causing his spleen to be perforated. Dr. D told Mr. S that the required tissue sample had no been obtained, but did not yet disclose that the spleen had been performed. When Mr. S asked Dr. D what he had obtained from the biopsy, he answered something else. It soon became painful obvious that Mr. S' spleen had ruptured and had to be surgical removed. The question is, taking into consideration that Mr. S was an extreme anxious patient, should the doctor have acted differently with respect to the explain he gave to Mr. S? My answer is no. Dr. D acted properly and did not breach his obligation to provide Mr. S explanation about the procedure. All the explanation that should have been given before the procedure were provided, determining that this behavior constitute a breach of a physician obligation to the patient would increase the liability on physician to an intolerable level. My opinion is every medical treatment requires the patient informed consent. The significance of the consent is that a person agrees to the treatment, the invasion of his body, understand the significance of his medical condition and the meaning of the treatment, the dangers and the benefit inherent in the treatment, and grant his informed consent and grant his informed consent willingly and without coercion. The obligation of the physician is to strictly adhere to the rule of informed consent. As part of the autonomy and respect he is obligated to his patient. Therefore, the physician must always consider the personal characteristic of the patient, such as honesty, his special peculiarities, and as much as such exist and his unique personality, and relate to it by providing the relevant explanation. One of the challenges facing the medical staff is providing its patient with appropriate information. This is my answer. Thank you.